And I believe Article 1, Section 8 says it must be by consent, freely given. And I want to know, if it's consent by freely given, why is this mandate of force come in? How does that work? How do you force somebody when you're supposed to be by free will? This state is a free will state. Our Constitution is based on free will. It must be by consent of the ones. We have got statutes, and I've talked to y'all about that violate the Constitution of our state. I've asked you to remove it. Has it been removed? Has it been altered? I haven't heard no response back. Article 1, Section 1 of our Constitution guarantees that I'm in control of my life, my liberty, the fruits of my labor, and my pursuit of happiness. That's the first law of this state. The fruits of my labor covers every bit of money I got, every property I own, that's mine. If I don't do damage to nobody, I'm the one in authority of it. How are you overriding that? Where's this authority come from? I've lost hope and faith in the political parties. I've lost hope and faith in the North Carolina State Bar. When you sit here and you write legislation that's in violation of the Constitution to overthrow the Constitution, boys, that's dangerous. The Constitution is set up to keep the limits of government. Where we go? How we do that? If the government no longer recognizes the Article 1 of our Constitution that sets the limits, what is the limit? Who sets the limits? It was there to keep people in check. Who's keeping it in check? Now, the government just ignores me when I come before it. I have come before several times over the years and told them before this council, many members passed before y'all, and told them that our Scripture is the one that gives us our rights. And our Constitution honors all God-given rights. But when government no longer honors these rights, then it's time to dissolve the government. And that authority is given to us too. We have the right to regulate the internal government and the police thereof. The government is under the authority of the people. All political power comes from the people. The people is sovereign. It's not the government. It's the people. And when the government no longer listens to us, we got representatives in Raleigh in the past years, and I'm hoping it improves. But you call them, and you tell them, and you give them papers to present it before the General Assembly, and then they refuse. That's insubordination. How do you hold your office after that? How do you hold them accountable? When they refuse to do their duty, and the whole purpose was to represent me. And then they have to ask permission before the General Assembly to see if they could even go? Where's that coming from? I believe the Constitution says we have the right to assemble together and instruct our representatives to take it before the General Assembly. That's the law. So when the law of our land is no longer honored, where do we go? What do we stand on? Is it a land of laws or not? When the government no longer obeys the laws, then they're criminals. You see that? They're criminals. The Constitution of this state is the law. Statutes and ordinance is limited to the Constitution. It must first obey with what the Constitution says. It must recognize the authority of the people. And it is limited to the area in which it has any authority. But when we throw these safeguards away, what is it? What do we do then? Where do we go? Like even the council here, before the commissioners, says y'all won't speak in open session. Why you got to hide? Really? When we're here to instruct y'all and you won't commit to saying something, plead the fifth if you want to. But you need to be addressed. When the people has the right to instruct you on what you need to do, you need to answer. Because you're under the authority of the people. And you can't write statutes to overthrow the people's right to instruct their government. And that's what's happening. And the sad part is law enforcement is put in the middle. When they enforce an ordinance that's against the Constitution, And then the people stand on the right to defend their life, liberty, and property. Who's at risk? You put everybody at risk by doing that. Because the people's got the right to defend their life, their liberty, and their property. But yet the law enforcement is trying to do their job to enforce something that y'all never had a right to write in the first place. Where do we stand? You see what I'm saying? People work all their life for their property. And I've got a petition going right now to end all property tax. It needs to go to the state level. It needs to be removed. The Constitution was set up to keep the limit to what the number of taxes was to be paid. But nobody wants to read it. They want to take it line for line and forget the other parts. Ignore it. You can't ignore the Constitution. It is the law. Article 1, Section 8 is still the law, man. You must have free will in order to get money. You can't force it out of people. And you can't charge them more than their income is. That's why there was a set price on income. That's why there was a set price on income. And then there's another part in there. It says, continuing